Hello and welcome to Kickback Garage. In this episode I'm going to attempt to make a Lambretta engine stand. So if that's something you're interested in, grab yourself a brew and come back after the intro.
Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt ifra. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over sa vi hadde brattet av sommer.
A Lambretta engine stand is something that I've really wanted for many years, and I've just decided just to make one basically. So I'm looking around in my bits and pieces what I can make one out of, and I think I've got everything I need. Just a lot of fettling and maybe a little bit of welding. So basically what I want to do is I want to make a stand so that it holds the engine like this. I want the engine to stand parallel to the ground, and I think I want it to bolt onto my bench here, and this way I should be able to build gearboxes, fit bearings, that kind of stuff, sort out the clutch easier when it's on the side, and I also want to have the possibility to swivel it like this so that I can do cylinder rebuilds. And I think, if I'm very ambitious, I'd like to be able to swivel it this way. So really, 3 or 4 point swivel. Interesting. So this is some of the parts I've been rooting around here. Let's have a look. So what I'm thinking is basically making a bar that goes across the top of the engine, with the possibility of fastening it on the rear strut there, and I want to bolt through the silent blocks there as well. So this is like super duper unsteady cam. Now what I've found is, because I want some sort of pivot, what I've found is this, and this is actually some bits that are left off a rear disc brake. And I bought a bike, I think it's almost 10 years ago now, and this thing was broken when I got it. So, and I'm not a real believer of bolting really big heavy lumps of metal onto the rear hub on a Lambretta, because that's a weak point already. So, but the cool thing about that is I've actually got a pivot here. So let me do some chopping and changing, and I'll show you the progress as I go along here. As you see, another thing, I haven't got silent blocks in the engine, so I have to press these back in again, so that I've got a sort of awareness of the vicinity of the engine bolt. So let's get cracking. Hello people, I am back, and the reason why I'm saying I'm back is because the first part of the video that was filmed a couple of days ago, and I had a little bit of a dilemma, and the dilemma is that I have actually not got I haven't got a drill that is big enough to drill a hole for the mount. It's actually 18, so yeah. So I haven't got a drill big enough, and I gave up. But I've had a real long hard thought about it, and I've found out what I'm going to do. So I've been, what I did was, if you can see this is the brake jobby. I have taken out the the bearings and put in new bearings, so that's all sorted. And this, if you remember, looked like that. So no, it didn't. It looked like, yes it did. It looked like that, yes. It's not easy. So what I decided to do is, hey, I only need one arm on this, and I've got loads of holes in here. And funnily enough, swing you around, let's have a look. This puppy fits lovely over there. So I think the plan of attack is I am going to get some square bar, and I will weld this eerie bit here, and I have got, whoops, I have this bar here, which is actually sort of, when you're messing around with the Lambretta, it's supposed to take the place of the shock, but it's actually doesn't fit my scooters, the Series 2. I've got no idea why, so it's never been used. So, and that's a good solid bit of rod, that is. So what I was thinking of doing is I'll cut off this section here with a hole, and I will cut off that section of the hole. Hey, multitasking, Rob, multitasking. So I'll cut off a section here, which should fit there for the bolt, and then I'll use the square bar that I've got and weld it to there. Initially I was thinking about, try and show you, I'm really trying to prop this up with something so that it's possible to see. So that'd be the cool thing when I've got the engine stand. I can fix the camera to the wall, and you get full vision, 20/20 vision. So what I was initially thinking of doing is, it's really handy this, there we go, is then put the ear on there, put an ear on there, weld in some more square tubing there, and put an extra ear there. But I'm trying to keep this simple. I mean, seriously, I don't understand why I'd need to have the rod all the way through the engine to make this work. Because if I put a hole on the backside there, joined to the cradle, and tighten that down, and then tighten this down, then it's gonna be sturdy enough for me to do anything with, really. So and if I was going to knock out some bearings out of the crankcase, then all the pressure is going to be on this side of the engine anyway. So I think I'll not do that, and I'll end up with a straight bar like this, and then I'm going to sort out how I'm going to fasten it to the table so that I can rotate it. So now, once again, I can say, let's get to it. Right, so what I've done is I've just marked off the roundabout length I need on this piece of wood, no measuring. Measuring is for pussies. And I mark off on the tube there. And it's time to cut. Let's hope I don't kill my camera with sparks. I'll tidy that up afterwards. I'm also going to mark off this bad boy. Nothing precise, just a roundabout. Just needs to be lift up a little bit. I think obviously somewhere like there should do. Give that a mark. And I'll cut that off. This time without, hopefully without burning my knackers. Right, just had a spot dinner. So now I'm going to clean up the ear. It's hot. Hot baby hot.
Lukter fyrverkeri.
Lukter godt. Ja, jeg lukter det.
Jeg tror det kommer til å gå tom på bensin der.
Så gøy.
Hæ?
Så gøy.
Det var trilla.
Han er lett å trille, så det er bra. So I've just dressed off, taken off the sharp edges and give it a little bit of shape. So that is solid bit of metal, and this one I've just chamfered off the edges there. And what I'm going to do now is chamfer off two of the sides there and the two of the back sides here as well, and take off the rust, just so that I can get a bit of purchase when I weld it. Well, I think the easiest way of doing this, getting it lined up properly, is I've tightened down this rear ear bracket, and I've tucked this one in the back. I've got a bolt through to align up the hole properly, and then I think I'll just clamp it down and I'll tack it down while it's still in the engine. Just give it a tack, and I'll see if I can I think, yep, that's a good idea. But what I'm going to do first is, it's got some sort of coating on it, this square rod, so I'm going to get the old angle grinder and polish that away. Hopefully it'll help. What I think is the best way of doing this is, I've bolted the half a cradle onto the engine, I've just cleaned up this, I don't know, there's some sort of magic stuff on the metal there, so I couldn't get it to weld properly. I should have really stopped, but you know it is, sometimes you get carried away a bit. Let's have a look. So I thought, if I put this in here like that, there you go, and put the engine rod through, so that lines it up pretty good. Clamp it down here. I really should have. I don't weld that often, as you can see, but gets the job done. Let's have a look. So this obviously isn't a how-to video, but I'm sort of thinking it's just to show you a bloke in his shed using minimum materials and being a little bit creative. Now you can get engine stands pretty cheaply, but as you know, I am actually absolutely, there you go, what do you reckon? Almost, I'm absolutely flat broke, because all the money that I've got at the moment is going into the BSA. But I want to do some engine builds, and I want to set up the camera so that you can see what I'm doing, and I want my hands free. So it's engine what's it called? An engine cradle is something I've really wanted for a long time. Just never really. Well, I'll tell you the truth, I didn't think I'd be able to make one, but that looks pretty good actually. So I reckon that'll be quite sturdy. And I had to lift it up a bit. I mean, obviously you could just put the bar, maybe just put the bar straight over there and drill the holes. But the fact that I haven't got a drill to drill the holes is a bit of an issue. And I want some method of fastening it onto a pivot point. So I think this could work. Looks okay. Let's yeah. No gas, but turn your gas on. That was better. As much as the weld there, the one without the gas, and I'm going to see if I can weld it again. I don't need to have my cases here, I don't think. It ain't beautiful, but that was actually pretty good. I think I'm going to keep this end open and weld the back in, I think. It's my best bet, really. Right, we're back on Kickback Garage Handycam Wobbly Cam, and we'll have a look what I've made. So I hope you can see the terrible welding there, and on this side, but it is solid, and it's penetrated. And here you can see why I call myself a grinder and not a welder. Just have to grind those monstrosities away. grind your worries away, as they say. But otherwise, it's solid. It's sitting all right. I had a bit of a mishap there with my gas. Very bad boy. I forgot to turn my gas on after the break. And I'll pan you out a little bit. Let's have a look. We can see what this, if this actually can be usable. So that goes over there, and I think I have to make a spacer. At the moment I've just got this so that I can actually bolt it down, because the thing is, that's what I was thinking, I don't really need to have it on. Hang on, that's just pretty good. And where is the bolt? There. I don't really need to have it supporting that one either, because let's get it through there. Yep, that fits. So I think I'll find some sort of a bolt or something I can with a quick release that I can tighten the engine in, and that should sit like that. No problem really. So what I'm hoping to do is to make like something that goes on, and I can swivel it up so I can do the old. So I have to sort of try and find out about the height. Maybe around about this height here, so not that high really. Yeah. And I was at the industrial estate that I work at. They've got like loads of plumbers and stuff like that down there, and I was routing through the skips, as you do, because I really need some more material. And yeah, I was running through the skip, and I have to show you, I'm going to the patented kickback garage wobbly cam. Check this out. I'm so stoked with this, as they say, stoked. This, ladies and gentlemen, ooh. Do you know what it is? I give you about 3 seconds to guess before I tell you what it is. What I think it is, at least. No? It's a computer desk. Computer table leg. So the cool thing about this is that I've got a really sturdy base to hold the engine cradle, and I'm going to have a little play with this afterwards. I think I can loosen these, and I can slide it so I can choose the height that I want on the rail here, and then I can sort of, I think I'll use this long one here, and I'll jack it down a bit. I'll cut it off. I can take off this plastic bit in the end, and actually oh yeah, it takes like forever. Actually, I think I could slide some square rod in there and screw it in. So I might not have to weld that at all. So, and the other cool thing about that is, obviously I'll take off that bit, I'll cut it down, I can screw in the engine holder, and I can also, being it's really quite sturdy, so I'll make sort of a quick release system for my bench, and I can also pack it away when I'm not using it, and it's quite thin. You know what I mean? It doesn't take that much shelf space. So, woo, exciting times. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to just tear this down and have a look and see if I can use it. And but I think I can. I'm pretty optimistic. So that's the end of this video. We'll call this part 1. And don't forget, if you wanna follow the build, then do a subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Any comments, I don't mind those either. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Ta-ra for now. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and the reason why I'm saying I am back is